Two chained together World War II POWs wash up on a strange island, only to discover there seems to be something else living there hunting them down. They work together to try and defeat the beast, only to come to a horrible realization once they know what the beast is. There are two ways to approach this film, and both ways will lead you to roughly the same conclusion. This is either a survival film or a monster movie. Unfortunately, it's best not to watch this movie with both of those styles in mind, because either way, it will lead to some form of disappointment. As a survival movie, the characters don't actually stick around on the island long enough for it to kick into survival mode. It's more like they know they're going to be rescued, so they're just biding their time. There's no Castaway style Wilson moment in this film at all. If anything, it's more like Battle Royale, except the characters don't know why they're there. So then, there's probably more to like here if you approach this as a monster movie. Unlike other monster movies, there's no origin story, there's no background, and there's no reasoning. There's just a monster, violence, and a scene of it killing a crocodile, which admittedly, it looks pretty awesome. Also, the monster design looks really familiar, although I can't quite put my finger on what it looks like. Perhaps this is an odd couple film, Rush Hour style. Dean Fujioka plays Sato, who would be the Jackie Chan of the film. He's calm, he's cool, he's rational with some impressive fighting that's totally out of place in the environment. I get that it looks cool to strike a pose when you're holding a samurai sword, but perhaps don't do it when you're in the middle of getting your ass kicked by the monster of the film. Callum Woodhouse, the British soldier Bronson, which is a really cool name by the way, would be the Chris Tucker character. He's loud, abrasive, does things without thinking, but then ultimately is brave enough to save the day and come to Sato's rescue. But then perhaps this is more akin to a Chinese monster movie, but without the typical bad guy, rich character who's bankrolling a whole bunch of scientific research and then their research crew stumbles across this ancient monster. Hold on, give me one more shot. What this really is a remake of the 1998 American Godzilla movie. I'll give you a moment to have a think about that one. Thus, not only does the film suffer from an identity crisis, even its official listing mentions this as a horror, fantasy, action thriller, but it also has an identity crisis about where it's from. It's from a Singaporean bankrolled production company with a Indonesian or Malaysian title starring a Japanese and a British actor, set in an island somewhere between Malaysia and Japan. Thankfully for the audience, the two main characters are at least somewhat likable, but only after they beat the living shit out of each other on the beach when they first land on the island. Then they have this realization that they probably should work together, and the movie benefits from it. But I suppose we needed that moment of tension to help warm us up to these two. The language barrier between them never gets in the way, although then again, this is a movie. In real life, they'd just be constantly yelling, "What?" at each other. So what about the monster? Well, it's imposing enough when it's on the screen, but I'm not sure I like the fact that it seems to be virtually unkillable. If this is what the filmmaker wanted, then it's just adding a bit of false drama to the movie. Our characters can't win, so why should the audience bother investing in them? And obviously, this one sets itself up for a sequel. I'm also confused about how this thing breeds. It appears its mate in the film is already dead, so how does the creature, or the mermaid, as Saito calls it, ever hope to continue its bloodline and legacy in the film? Is it actually an alien? Are we witnessing a new Predator-style film? Will the sequel be set on an alien planet? And aren't mermaids supposed to be female, meaning what did it actually mate with? Too many questions. All I wanted to do was watch a movie and not have to use my brain for 85 minutes. Using my patent pending ghost rating, which stands for great horror or stupid trash, I give this 2 ghosts. There's far too much potential that was potentially left on the producer's desk when he took out pages of the script to make something a little bit shorter that possibly would have gone a long way around from maybe giving us a little bit more information to like this film. Also don't like films when they leave themselves open for a sequel. I like your confidence that you're going to make a sequel, but you feel like you've just wasted 85 minutes because you know what you've seen maybe didn't happen the way that it should have. Anyway, I'm the Artie Dans. You are watching Shockmania. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have you seen Monster Island and what did you think of it? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, join the Discord. I'll see you next time.